the senior class, I welcome you to this commencement and hereby proclaim it officially convened.
Young men, please remove your caps. Please join me in the singing of the national anthem.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Salute. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
One of my all-time favorite quotes is by the late Maya Angelou, and it reads, "You are the sum total of everything you've ever seen, heard, eaten, smelled, been told, forgotten. It's all there." Everything influences each of us, and because of that, I try to make sure that my experiences are positive. MSMS has been a mountain climb for many of us, from having 8 a.m. science classes, writing research papers in 2 days because the interlibrary loan was delayed, failing trig, calculus, organic chemistry, microbiology, and AP biology tests and quizzes, to falling asleep during the club meeting, forgetting to sign out on yellow card, completely rocking out to Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, and setting off the fire and security alarm in the residence hall. We've had experiences like no other. But the beauty in our climb is that we did it together. We've learned from everyone, our teachers, staff, seniors, juniors, administration, and most importantly, each other. We are the sum total. The climb was not easy. Everyone from academics to student affairs to res life played an integral role in our evolution as people. We came to respect each other's differences, push each other towards our potentials, and make MSMS an even greater institution for classes to come. As we work tirelessly to achieve academic excellence and make the school a better place, we became puzzle masters, somehow piecing together our strengths to compensate for our weaknesses and shortcomings, to find our niches and roles in our small rectangular world on a college campus. And now, we sit here anticipating this rite of passage into the real world, clutching dearly to the memories of this institution. Every single one of us walked into MSMS with some inkling of an idea of the person we wanted to be. And now, after many trial and errors, successes, failures, redos, tutorial nights, club meetings, cups of coffee, DoorDash orders, and more, we sit here together as the people we envisioned. The sum total of the future society is doctors, lawyers, engineers, pilots, accountants, nurses, architects, poet laureates, and more. At this very moment, we as graduates sit here not only at the peak of our climb at MSMS, but also at the base of another mountain, eager and well equipped to take the journey to accomplish our respective dreams. Now it is time for us to take that first step of our journeys to reach that society. So, to our distinguished guests, the administration, faculty, staff, parents, loved ones, family, friends, and most importantly, to the MSMS graduating class of 2021. Welcome to our induction into the real world. Welcome to our 2021 high school commencement.
We appreciate everyone who has helped prepare this class of 2021 for this journey. We are extremely grateful to the taxpayers of Mississippi and our state legislators who provide resources to support this amazing school. MSMS is governed by the Mississippi Board of Education and is under the direct oversight of the Mississippi Department of Education. I want to thank Dr. Carrie Wright, State Superintendent of Education, and Dr. Nathan Oakley, Chief Academic Officer, and board members for their guidance and support. Leadership at the school level is provided by the executive leadership team, which is composed of the directors, coordinators, faculty representatives, and hall directors. I am honored to serve with this group and appreciate their commitment to our students. MSMS is blessed with one of the most outstanding and talented faculty and staff anywhere in the world, with our faculty being identified as the #1 faculty in the nation for 4 consecutive years. Faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication and for doing a superb job. The class of 2021 has been led by a very special group of student leaders. I want to thank the officers of both the senior class and the Student Government Association for your leadership throughout this trying year. MSMS is also provided with expertise and resources from the MSMS Advisory Board and MSMS Foundation Board. We are grateful for their continuous and steadfast support. MSMS has been housed on the beautiful campus of the Mississippi University for Women since the creation of the school. Currently, MUW is led by one of its own, President Nora Miller. We are grateful for the strong partnership with President Miller and the MUW community. And now for the most important group, those who serve as the first teachers for our distinguished graduates. Those who allowed this graduating class of seniors to leave home early and join the MSMS family. Graduates, please give your parents, grandparents, and family members a warm round of applause in appreciation for their support. And at this time, I call on Ms. Naya Lockett to present the student declamation.
Whoever came up with the idea of placing the state's most academically gifted teenagers at the same school, forcing them to live together, and expecting them to get along without their hormones and competitive nature destroying them, had to have been a madman. Thank God for that brilliant mind. However outlandish leaving our homes for the last 2 years of our childhood may sound, deep down, we know it was the best decision we could have made for our futures. Who could have known how eventful 2 years at a Mississippi high school could be? There have been parties, step shows, heated discussions with overrated sparkling water, raps, I'm looking at you, Michael, Ms. Nisa's cookies, tons of stress, and even more happy memories that we will cherish forever. Being an MSMS student is truly an experience like no other. As we look back on our senior year, we recognize that it has been full of laughs, all marked by Mr. Yarborough's famous phrases. I'm sure if he were speaking today, he would open up with something like, "Welcome to the last class-wide gathering as an MSMS senior for the rest of your lives." I don't know if he knows this, but every time he uttered a sentence of that nature, I secretly teared up. My extremely sentimental outlook on life is partly to blame, but I knew that with every last, our time together was winding down. So let's take some time to think of all the unique firsts that came with our senior year. We had our first ice storm, secured our first jobs, ended our first relationships, and maybe even forged our first real conversation with some of our classmates. Oh, how could I forget? We had our first global pterodactyl, pandemic. There are many milestone traditions that we will never get to see. We'll never perform at Tales, never experience a continuous year of residential life. We knew this year would be one for the books. Who would have known that this book would be published for future history classes to analyze? Our closest interactions might have been 6 feet apart, but we did not let a socially distanced year ruin our memories of one another. Let us reminisce on that last walk through the garden, that last mass email that caused an eruption of eye rolls, that last coffee cup of chicken nuggets snuck out of the cafeteria, and that last time the train blared for all of the class of 2021 to hear. Now, more than ever, there's a connection between us that time itself cannot fragment. We are bound together by our journey and how beautiful this journey came to be. We went from barely remembering each other's names to having weekly 3 a.m. cry sessions. I'm sorry, Miss Brown, weekly 11 p.m. cry sessions so that we could be in bed by 11:59. While many normal seniors live for this day, I know that leaving the comfort of our gated community is tear-jerking and somewhat frightening for the most of us. I encourage you to take one more look at the residence halls. Thank Res Life for putting up with us one more time, and make one more TikTok before leaving campus for good. In the words of Gina Rodriguez, my hope is if we add up the one mores, they will equal a lifetime, and I'll never have to get to the part where I let you go. The beautiful thing about being a part of the MSMS family is knowing that we will never have to let each other go. This might sound cliche, but I could not mean this more. You're prepared for whatever struggle life brings your way. If MSMS has taught us anything, it has taught us to be creative when faced with adversity. The path you embark on after leaving this building might not look like the numerous vision boards we meticulously pieced together, and that's okay. It's okay to not know what comes next. Life is a conglomeration of choices, failures, and successes, and we should never let one alone define who we are. I have so much faith that we will all go on to be amazing innovators and leaders, and that makes me confident in the future of this nation. Truth be told, the dress I was to wear for Tales still sits in my closet, unaltered and collecting dust, partially because I keep forgetting to turn it in, but mostly because I'm still holding on to the fantasy that we still have a chance at experiencing all of those nevers. We might not have gotten a normal MSMS experience, but normality has no place in a story worth telling. Before leaving you, I would like to draw inspiration from Mr. Yarbrough one last time. Welcome to your first day as MSMS alumni for the rest of your lives. Thank you.
Dr. Mukesh Patel, MSMS class of 1991, graduated from Emory University in 1995. He went on to graduate from the University of Alabama at Birmingham School of Medicine with a doctorate of medicine in 1999. Since then, he has led an impressive career in infectious diseases via research, administrative work, medical education, and the practice of clinical medicine. Dr. Patel has had a variety of publications over the years, including 20 manuals and 4 book chapters. In recent years, he has evolved his role into one of a clinician educator, and he splits his time between seeing patients and developing curriculum related to his areas of expertise at the UAB School of Medicine, where he is recognized as an outstanding teacher by students, faculty, and residents. Graduates, families, and friends, please welcome Dr. Mukesh Patel.
you, Abby, for the kind introduction. And many thanks to Dr. McConnell, the faculty and staff who invited me to speak with you today. It's such an honor to return here to the school that started me on the path that I'm on and to be able to participate in your special day. Today is a milestone for all of our graduates, their families, and especially for the faculty and staff of MSMS who've seen you through what might be the most challenging time in the school's history. You're finally graduating high school, and not just any high school, but one of the best in the country. Try to remember that achievement a little later on when your parents remind you that you used to shove peas up your nose when you were 2 years old. Your achievements during these uncertain times is something to be proud of. If you ever hear an old timer like me try to claim that you kids have it easy with your internet and Google, and how back in the day I had to walk through snow to get to school, you look them in the eye and tell them, yeah, well, I went to high school during a pandemic when it was considered dangerous to even breathe. So walking through snow sounds pretty good. More than likely, you won't remember most of what I say today. I'm quite comfortable with that. This is a big day. There's a lot of emotion and your minds may be swirling as you think back to your first days at the school, the friendships you made, and the academic and personal challenges that every one of you has had to endure. Perhaps you'll spend the next 10 minutes reminiscing about those Saturday nights when you signed out to go off campus, or go to the mall or the movies. What students of my time summarized on the sign-out sheet as mall movies eat on 45. You might be thinking about all the times a wormhole appeared, and suddenly you were compelled to pass through it. And you found yourself spending the rest of your evening in circumstances that are quite different from those that you indicated on your sign-out sheet. Those wormholes also have the uncanny ability to return you back to your dorm just in time to sign back in. I'm going to be honest, I fell victim to those wormholes on a regular occasion. I'm sorry, I had to say that. When I'm not working with patients, I'm teaching in medical school. As an educator, I've learned that I can expect the audience to remember at most 3 to 5 points from any lecture I give. So keeping in mind that I don't expect you to remember most of what I say today, bear with me for what will be your final lecture at MSMS, and there will be a summary at the end. When Dr. McConnell asked me to speak to you today, he asked if I would consider, from my perspective in medicine, how living in a pandemic has impacted our lives and especially yours. All of you took a giant leap of faith by choosing MSMS, moving away from your friends and family and expecting new challenges. You wanted something different. This was back in the good old days of 2019 when you could do outlandish things like have a big family gathering for Thanksgiving dinner. And the only infection you worried about catching was food poisoning from the stuffing that your hygiene challenged cousin made you prepare. Your other biggest concerns when you started school might have just been, would you get along with your new roommate? Which language would you like to learn while you're here? With as much of an impact as COVID has had on your education and your lives at MSMS, it's important that we talk about it. I'm sure all of you are pretty tired of hearing about COVID. But as an infectious disease doctor, I'm pretty much required to talk about it whether I like it or not. As I think about what we've experienced over the past year and a half, it's natural to focus on just how difficult things have been for all of us. The missed vacations, never-ending Zoom meetings, toilet paper shortages have certainly been annoying. But let's keep some perspective. Those things are minor inconveniences compared to the true hardships and loss that so many have suffered. As of today, almost 600,000 people in the US alone have lost their lives to COVID-19. Millions continue to struggle with the financial consequences that may take years to overcome. Others continue to struggle with the physical and emotional toll of having been ill with COVID, unable to return to work or their lives as they knew them. And while we all deserve some time to complain and vent, there are so many people who've had to endure so much more than we have, and are minor inconveniences. We can't change the fact that the pandemic happened. We can't wish away what's happened to us, but we can look back and learn from the shared experience. We could talk for hours about all the extraordinary science that we've learned about coronavirus, or we could talk about the inequities in the healthcare system that the pandemic revealed. But I'm not here to talk about the science or offer some oversimplified approach to fixing our broken healthcare system. And I'm certainly not going to talk about the path to becoming a doctor or a researcher. I want to talk about the pandemic has shown me the importance of being kind to others and also to ourselves. There's been a lot of fear, anger, and downright ugliness that we've all seen this past year. Much of it born out of a sense of loss of control of our lives as the pandemic raged on. But the pandemic also showed us the best in people. I love hearing about nurses who see the loneliness in their patients who can't have visitors, and they help arrange video calls with their families. Or stories of educators who have recognized that some of the students who aren't able to come to school anymore may miss meals. School was their most consistent place to be able to eat a meal, and they support programs that help these at-risk students stay on top of their nutrition and be able to have a regular meal every day. I hear about neighbors who recognize that quarantine may further isolate older people who live alone, and they take steps to ensure that the neighbor gets groceries or medication refills. You've likely heard similar stories from your own communities, and I want you to remember how powerful these small acts of kindness can be. The most compassionate people are those that find ways to help others during times when their own lives have been turned upside down. I ask you to do the same. While the kindness shown to others is often easy to see and celebrate, there's another kind of compassion that matters just as much, but is harder to see and rarely celebrated. I'm talking about learning to be kind to yourself. So many of my colleagues have worked through extraordinary exhaustion out of a sense of duty to their patients. Unfortunately, like many people who work in medicine, they forget to consider their own health, their own feelings as they care for others. The pandemic has exploited our desire to help, to provide, or to innovate, and turn those qualities into liabilities. We're probably all type A personalities. We channel a lot of hard work into something we become passionate about. That often translates into demanding work careers. At the same time, we may excel in school or work, we are frequently pretty bad at being self-aware. We ignore exhaustion, depression, or we think we can control the uncontrollable. And we suppress that discomfort, expecting to bounce back at some point. Most of the time we do bounce back, but not always better prepared for the next time we experience those same challenges. When I recently had lunch with a group of graduating medical students, they asked if I had any last words of advice as they embark on their residency training. I asked them to value their friendships, to support each other, and help each other whenever they can, and most importantly, to learn how to take care of themselves. I'm referring to wellness or well-being. While it's become very popular to talk about wellness, we remain quite bad at applying it in our own lives. The pandemic has kicked the doors wide open and shown us just how bad we are at understanding that we can be better in everything we do if we spend some time to take care of ourselves. Challenge yourself throughout your lives. Don't take the easy path out of convenience. I want you to work really hard. I want you to push yourself to realize your potential. But also know that it's sometimes okay to step back and pay attention to how you feel. And let off the gas a little bit. The MSMS motto is an opportunity for excellence. That's a motto I believe in. But your own excellence doesn't have to be on display 24/7 if you find it unsustainable. I hope you are excellent some of the time, pretty good most of the time, and occasionally a little bit terrible. Give yourself permission to be terrible. In giving you permission to be terrible or awful, I'm asking that you learn to recognize what you're experiencing. Forgive yourself, and then think about how you can improve. Perhaps you need someone to help you with that process. Ask for help. Don't keep being the same awful person you were yesterday, repeating the same mistakes. Be a new awful person. Excellence shouldn't feel like exhaustion, feeling emotionally drained, or disconnected. When you are able to find that balance between what you want to achieve and a sustainable way to get there, passion and hard work will never be a liability. Not long ago, I told my daughter about one evening during my senior year here when I was in front of my dorm chasing a possum. Possum was minding its own business. I showed up. I felt it was necessary for me to have my Casio FX 7500 graphing calculator with me as I walked around that night. Having been deeply influenced by my physics teacher here, Dr. Helen Perry, I felt it was important to have the scientific calculator because you never know when you need to stop, drop, and calculate. Sadly, I lost my calculator that night somewhere on the lawn in front of Peyton Dorm while chasing after a possum. I know you're wondering where I'm going with the story of a possum and a calculator. To me, it's a story about how MSMS changes you, sometimes in quirky but really good ways. My passion for a class helped me enjoy the experience of learning, so much so that I carried a calculator around everywhere. And in some ways, that joy for learning has been a vaccine against the stress of future education and the work. MSMS graduates are special, not only because of their education, but also because of the unique experiences you have here. The pandemic won't change that bond. When I describe MSMS students to people unfamiliar with this school, I might use the following examples. What kind of student writes a 20-page research paper on the math of squares? It's 4 sides of equal length. There are 4 90-degree angles. What else is there to say? An MSMS student can do that. In fact, one of my classmates did. What kind of student brings life to history through performance in a cemetery? You all know the answer to that, an MSMS student. And finally, what kind of student brings a graphing calculator to a possum chase and 30 years later is still lamenting the loss of the calculator? An MSMS student. It's time for the summary. Learn to be kind and compassionate and direct some of that kindness toward yourself. Don't beat yourself up when things aren't working exactly as you want them to. Don't be afraid to ask for help and support. Put some of that drive and passion and invest it in your own well-being. You can't be excellent all by yourself. With that, I congratulate you, the class of 2021. I look forward to hearing about the wonderful things you accomplish, and even more to the people you become. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the heart of this ceremony, the conferring and awarding of diplomas. As Director for Academic Affairs, I certify to you, Dr. McConnell, that these seniors have met the requirements as set forth by the state of Mississippi and the Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science. I commend the class of 2021 to you.
Seniors, on behalf of Ms. Rosemary Altman and the Mississippi Board of Education and Dr. Carrie Wright, the State Superintendent of Education, I congratulate you and authorize the awarding of diplomas. We ask that everybody please remember how very proud we all are of these seniors. The families of each senior deserves the right to hear their child's name and plans. As a reminder, please do not distract from these proceedings. Thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Trevor James Allen. Center Hill High School, Purdue University, professional flight. Amanda Catherine Marie Anderson. Long Beach Senior High School, the University of Mississippi, Chemical Engineering. Kenneth Trey Arnett. Kosciuszko High School, the University of Mississippi, Chemistry. Ian Alexander Event. Hernando High School, Mississippi State University, Environmental Engineering. Braden Vontrell Bailey. Gentry High School, Mississippi State University, Mechanical Engineering. Asta Akash Banga. West Jones High School, Millsaps College, Biology. Joshua Dale Bates. Scott Central Attendance Center, Mississippi State University, Aerospace Engineering. Luke Adam Bauman. Heritage Academy, Mississippi State University, Mechanical Engineering. Xavier Zantrell Black. Holmes County Central High School, the University of Mississippi, International Studies. Jonathan Luke Bowles. Wayne County High School, the University of Georgia, Cognitive Science. Faith Simone Bradford. DeSoto Central High School, New York University, Political Science, International Business. Piper Elizabeth Britt. Mendenhall High School, Mississippi State University, Psychology. Colby Aiden Brown. West Lauderdale High School, the University of Southern Mississippi, Biomedical Biological Sciences. Felicity Lynn Brown. Pascagoula High School, the University of Mississippi, International Studies. Nicholas Chandler Bryant. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Biology. Victoria Louise Callahan. St. Andrews Episcopal School, the University of Alabama, Birmingham, Genetics and Genomic Sciences. Gabrielle Delilah Champion. O'Bannon High School, Mississippi State University, Biochemistry. Blake Harmon Cheatham. Faith Lutheran High School, United States Air Force Academy, Political Science, Russian Nuclear Weapons Strategy. Katie Queena Chen. Grace Christian School, the University of Mississippi, Freshman Studies. Brandon Joseph Clay. Fernando High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Science. John Victor Kahn, Saltillo High School, Reed College, Biology. Thomas Hardy Cook. Cleveland Central High School, Mississippi State University, General Engineering. Alan Raleigh Croce. Riverside High School, the University of Florida, Agricultural and Life Sciences. Edward Velasco Cruz. Kosciuszko High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Science. Megan LaKendra Curry. Gentry High School, the University of Mississippi, Public Health and Health Sciences. Connor Joseph Davis. Gulfport High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Engineering. Fiona Grace Dodd. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Civil Engineering, concentration, Environmental Engineering. Carleen Younglin Dillon. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, International Business. Shanae Hitesh Desai. Madison Central High School, Vanderbilt University, Neuroscience. Evan Morgan Dickinson, Stone High School, Cornell University, Physics. Maxwell Catherine Dobbs. Laurel High School, Amherst College, Computer Science. Matthew Joseph Dunn. Water Valley High School, Blue Mountain College, undecided. Lainey Grace Etheridge. North Pike High School, the University of Mississippi, Biochemistry. Amelia Kate Ferguson. Grenada High School, Mississippi State University, Psychology. Sehana G. Fink. Heritage Academy, the University of South Alabama, Electrical Engineering. Jackson Abner Flowers. North Point Christian School, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Mathematics, Computer Science. Aiden Marley Garcia. West Lauderdale High School, the University of Virginia, Neuroscience. David Kyle Gibson. Harrison Central High School, Tufts University, Biochemistry. Colin Reese Gordon. Sumrall High School, the University of Mississippi, Biology. Jamie Anson Gray. Neshoba Central High School, Gap Year, Psychology. Maya Rose Gunther. Alcorn Central High School, Mississippi State University, Biology. Catherine Grace Hall. Hamilton Attendance Center, the University of Mississippi, Sociology. James Andrew Harden. Fernando High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Science. Alasia Ariel Marai Harrington. South Panola High School, the University of Mississippi, Pharmaceutical Sciences. Kelsey Lakendra Harris. Coffeyville High School, Mississippi State University, Accounting. Bryce Andrew Harrison. Northwest Rankin High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Science. Ethan Davis Hill. Olive Branch High School, the University of Mississippi, Biology. Samuel James Johnson Hill. Laurel High School, the University of Southern Mississippi, Computer Science. Chloe J. Holdens. Enterprise High School, the University of Alabama, Biology. Kimberly Nicole Holyfield. Victory Christian School, Mississippi University for Women, Psychology. Madison Brooke Huddleston. William B. Murrah High School, Rhodes College, Neurobiology. Mackenzie Faith Hughes. DeSoto Central High School, the University of Mississippi, Biomedical Engineering and Chinese. Yinshan Hung. Columbus High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Engineering. Jeremiah Christopher Hunt. Jim Hill High School, Mississippi State University, Physics. Andrew Dylan Ignatius. St. Joseph Catholic School, the University of Mississippi, Biochemistry. David Yelenick. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Civil Engineering. Meredith Faith Johnson. Grenada High School, Center College, undecided. Jalen Liddell Jones. Oklahoma County High School, the University of Southern Mississippi, English. Cooper Keaton Jordan. Center Hill High School, the University of Mississippi, undecided.
Claire Grace Justice. West Point High School, Mississippi State University, Software Engineering. Alexandria Rochelle Kerr. Horn Lake High School, the University of Memphis, General Biology and Public Health. Jishnu Rajput Kaur. Alexia High School, the University of Mississippi, Political Science. Manatages Kodikalapudi. Oak Grove High School, the University of South Alabama, Biomedical. Lily Bridget Langstaff. Center Hill High School, Mississippi State University, Wildlife Veterinary Medicine. Andrew L. Lee. Sacred Heart Catholic High School, the University of Southern Mississippi, Biomedical. Nathan Michael Lechner. D'Iberville High School, Mississippi State University, Mechanical Engineering. Leslie Michelle Lewis. Natchez Early College Academy, the University of Alabama at Birmingham, Neuroscience. Emily Yoon Sean Lim. Kosciuszko Senior High School, the University of Mississippi, Biochemistry and Chinese. Isabella Grace Lindley. Kirk Academy, Mississippi State University, Biomedical Engineering. Naya Marie Lockett. Aberdeen High School, Harvard University, Government. Michael Enron Liu. Starkville High School, the University of Pennsylvania, Computer Science and Economics. Brenna Grace Love. North Point Christian School, the University of Mississippi, Psychology. Ashley Marie Mangus. Heritage Academy, Mississippi State University, Psychology. Haley Aaliyah Manning. Terry High School, Hines Community College, Engineering. Abha Vaibhav Mantri. Northeast Lauderdale High School, the University of Mississippi, International Studies with a focus on global health. Adriana Ali Mays. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Biological Sciences. Catherine Emma McElhenney. Heritage Academy, Tulane University, Political Science and Psychology. Wesleyan Ann McMurrin. Pearl High School, the University of Mississippi, Medical Laboratory Science. Zachary Chance Medlin. Center Hill High School, Mercer University, Mathematics. Madison McKenna Meeks. Manchester Academy, College of Charleston. Biochemistry and Medical Humanities. Carter Ellison Moore. Kirk Academy, the University of Tennessee at Knoxville, Chemical Engineering. Austin Drew Mosley. Byhalia High School, Mississippi State University, Mechanical Engineering. Joshua Edward Murphy. Picayune Memorial High School, George Washington University, Biology. Siddharth Muthu Nagarajan. Starkville High School, the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, Aerospace Engineering. Camille Ann Newman. Pass Christian High School, the University of Mississippi, Biomedical Engineering. An Win Min Win. Southeast Lauderdale High School, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Computer Science, Economics, and Data Science. Skylar Hao Yi Win. Gaucher High School, Pomona College, Economics and Computer Science. Skylar Ray Nichols. Stringer Attendance Center, the University of Mississippi, Biochemistry. Bryant Ellis Perkins. St. Martin High School, Stanford University, Computer Science. Mason Kenny Pettit. Grenada High School, Rice University, Economics. Alexis Renee Richardson. St. Joseph Catholic School, Xavier University of Louisiana, Biology Pre-Med. McKenna Camille Riley. Germantown High School, undecided political science. Ashlyn Grace Rowland. Heritage Academy, Amherst College, English. Henry Dane Sanders. Heritage Academy, Mississippi State University, Psychology. Neil Chetan Sanipara. Warren Central High School, Mississippi State University, Aerospace Engineering. Elizabeth Ann Sayes. St. Andrew's Episcopal School, Birmingham Southern College, Applied Computer Science. Courtney Althea Marie Sebastian. Pearl River Central High School, Mississippi State University, Biochemistry with concentration in forensics. Jonathan Lee C. The Washington School, the University of Mississippi, Biomedical Engineering, pre-med. Claire Sia. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Biological Sciences. Wyatt Luke Shanahan. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Science. William Edward Scheid First. Cleveland Central High School, Mississippi State University, Environmental Engineering. James Logan Simpson. Riverside High School, Mississippi State University, Anthropology. Natalie Grace Staggers. Heritage Academy, Mississippi State University, Civil Engineering, Environmental Engineering. Jack Dawson Standard. Hernando High School, University of Texas at Dallas, Electrical Engineering. Evelyn Marie Strain. New Hope High School, Wesleyan University, Earth and Environmental Science and Feminist, Gender, and Sexuality Studies. Marley Rain Sturgis. Grenada High School, Mississippi State University, Mechanical Engineering. Jordan Lynn Thompson. D'Iberville High School, the University of South Alabama, Biology. Shelby Faith Tisdale. Pearl High School, Duke University, Physics. Sophia Marie Tony. Pass Christian High School, the University of Mississippi, International Affairs. Jesse Kwok Phi Tran. D'Iberville High School, Rice University, Computer Science and Mathematics. Kelly T. Tran. D'Iberville High School, Mississippi State University, Mechanical Engineering. Muniba Omer. Starkville High School, Mississippi State University, Biological Sciences. Jasmine Eve Van Valkenburg. Clinton High School, West Virginia University, Forensic Examiner. Nina Yen Mai Vo. D'Iberville High School, Grinnell College, undecided. Aaron Long Wang. Starkville High School, Stanford University, Computer Science. Kaya Grace Williams. Northeast Lauderdale High School, the University of Denver, Biochemistry. Kennedy Nicole Willis. St. Joseph Catholic School, Xavier University of Louisiana, Biology Pre-Med. Quincy Donovan Wilson. Greenville High School, Mississippi State University, Computer Science. Mabry Elizabeth Woods. Center Hill High School, the University of Mississippi, Physics. Ayana Marie Wright. Central Hill High School, Xavier University of Louisiana, Biology Pre-Med. John Cameron Wright. Hernando High School, Purdue University, Mechanical Engineering.
Class of 2021, please rise. Now move your tassels from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. I now declare you class of 2021 graduates of the Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science. Congratulations. You may be seated.
Love you, Dr. McConnell.
I love you too. I was just telling somebody this morning I was not going to do this. Graduates of 2021, on behalf of the faculty and staff of MSMS, I again congratulate you. This commencement symbolizes a culmination of 2 years of very hard work. You are now members of another very special learning community. You are alumni of the Mississippi School for Mathematics and Science. This has been a tough year for all of us as we have struggled through this current pandemic. However, as I look at you and consider the strength and potential you have, I have hope for greater days ahead. How many graduates can say they've been taught by a faculty that's been identified for 4 consecutive years as the #1 faculty in the nation? How many? This is why I am so optimistic about the future of Mississippi. You represent some of the brightest minds from all across this state, and you have been challenged in these 2 years to extend yourselves, to grow, and to be greater. We have encouraged you to find your passions. We have urged you to serve your communities. We have stimulated your innovation. We have welcomed your curiosity and have cultivated your talents. We have invested our time, talents, and resources in you as one of Mississippi's brightest, with the hope of a better Mississippi. Your future contributions to this state will play a major role in the lives of all Mississippians. So as you reflect on your time at MSMS, as you look back at this day in the far future, you will realize that these were truly some of the best days of your lives, even with the unfortunate pandemic we have experienced. So enjoy today, graduates, but don't forget about Mississippi. Don't forget about the people who have played a role in your success throughout your lives. Mississippi needs amazing, young, energetic, smart, and service-minded individuals just like you. So I expect to see you in the near future, returning the favor and sharing your time, talents, and resources to enhance the future of Mississippi in this global society. Class of 2021, congratulations to you and good luck. At this time, I yield to Ms. Claire Seal, senior class historian.
Please join me in singing the Alma Mater. Also, it's in your programs for the lyrics.
Please stand and remain standing until all graduates and faculty clear the auditorium.